Introduction to the Enneagram. Know who you are. Today we will be on an adventure in unlocking who you really are through the Enneagram. The Enneagram is a 9-pointed figure that is used to represent the 9 personality types of human nature. Each person in the world has a dominant personality trait that can rule their world. The world in itself is not perfect, and humans must put up a shield to protect and help them cope with the ever-changing circumstances presented in their lives. This shield is called a personality. The Enneagram is about helping one learn to drop their shield and to help introduce them to the person they were meant to be. Each person has a little bit of all of the personality types incorporated in their personality, but only one number should stand out as the overarching personality type. This dominant number is called the basic personality type. All of the numbers are equally important and have their own unique strengths and weaknesses. We will now go over the 9 basic personality types. Keep in mind, this is a brief overview of each number. When you discover your dominant personality, we will do more research on it later. However, each number is assigned a title. Many different sources give synonymous titles to each number. For the purpose of this activity, we will use the titles that are used in the wisdom of the Enneagram. Type 1, the perfectionist. They are principled, purposeful, self-controlled, and a perfectionist. Their main goal is to give structure to the disorder they see in everyday life. Type 2, the helper. They are generous, demonstrative, people-pleasing, and possessive. The main goal of the two is to assist and lend a helping hand to others. Type 3, the achiever. The achiever is adaptable, excelling, driven, and image-focused. The main goal of the 3 is to become a somebody in their family and community. Type 4, the individualist. Type 4 is expressive, dramatic, self-absorbed, and temperamental. The main goal of the 4 is to see themselves as fundamentally different than others. Type 5, the investigator. Type 5 is perceptive, innovative, secretive, and isolated. The main goal of the 5 is to discover and learn about new things through asking questions and researching. Type 6, the loyalist. Type 6 is engaging, responsible, anxious, and suspicious. The main goal of the 6 is to be loyal and supportive of their friends and family. Type 7, the enthusiast. Type 7 is spontaneous, versatile, acquisitive, and scattered. The main goal of the 7 is to adventure and to experience life. Type 8, the challenger. Type 8 is self-confident, decisive, willful, and confrontational. The main goal of the 8 is to challenge themselves and others to take advantage of opportunities. Type 9, the peacemaker. Type 9 is receptive, reassuring, complacent, and resigned. The main goal of the 9 is to devote their time in a quest for internal and external peace for themselves and others. To understand how the numbers interact together, here is a cartoon demonstrating stereotypical responses of all 9 numbers at a dinner party. The 1 might say, "Not enough food groups represented here." The 2 might say, "It's so great to feel needed." The 3 might say, "I need to eat and run, I'm swamped." The 4 might say, "Cheap caviar, shocking." The 5 might say, "It's a talkative group, good, that gets me off the hook." The 6 might say, "She's leaving early. Doesn't she like us?" The 7 might say, "First I'll eat, then take some pictures, then go to my class, then da-da-da-da-da." The 8 might say, "Pass it all down here." And the 9 might say, "I feel so close to everybody." The beauty of the Enneagram is that it is not vague and it accounts for differences in each personality type. If a person discovers that their basic personality type is a 5, they will not resemble all 5s. One reason for this is that each number can have a wing. Each wing is a subtype of the general type of each dominant personality type. A wing can help to individualize the 9 different personality types. Knowing what your wing is can help you along your personal journey of self-discovery. Pick a number on the Enneagram. The number to the left or right of that number is a possible wing for that dominant personality. For example, let's look at the 7, the enthusiast. There are 2 possible wings for this number, the 6, the loyalist, or the 8, the challenger. If a person is a 7 and they feel that they show many personality traits of the 6, then that person is a 7 with a 6 wing. Or if that same person feels like they don't show signs of the 6, but they share many of the same traits with the 8, then they are a 7 with an 8 wing. The 7 cannot have a wing of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 9. Remember, the wing has to be to the left or right of that number. Several of you might have identified yourself as one or more of the numbers, but remember, you can only have one dominant type in a wing. If a person discovers that his or her basic personality type is a 9, the peacemaker, that same person cannot later in life suddenly switch to being a 2, the helper. The basic personality type is at the very core who you are. That cannot change. What can change is the level of health of each number. The levels of health can be glimpsed from the Enneagram itself. Pick a number on the Enneagram. The arrow that is pointing to that number shows where the number will descend to when they are unhealthy. The arrow pointing away from that number shows where the number will ascend to when they are healthy. For example, a healthy 9 will ascend to look like a healthy 3 and become pleasant and take pride in achievement. Hence why the arrow from the 9 points to the 3. But an unhealthy 9 will descend to look like an unhealthy 6 and become worrisome and unnecessarily stressed. Hence why the arrow of the 6 points to the 9. So, how can you use the Enneagram in school? The Enneagram helps each person to answer the questions, who am I and why am I here? The strengths of each of the numbers help every person to recognize their strengths and how to play to their strengths. It also brings awareness to the weaknesses of each number. When you know your weakness, you can take steps to strengthen that weakness and ascend to a higher level of health. So, what's your number? Go to this website for a free test. At the end of the test, you will receive a results page that looks like this. The highest percentage is your dominant personality type. In this case, the number is the 9. An easy way to find the wing is to look to the numbers to the right or left of the 9, or the 8 and 1. The highest percentage of those 2 numbers is most likely the wing, in this case, the 8. Therefore, this person has a basic personality type of the 9 with an 8 wing. Take the test, interpret your results, and start your journey of discovery.